Hello and welcome to episode 48 of the InGeneral podcast. My name's Jack and I'm joined with Ryan and Chris. How you doing, guys?
Doing great, actually.
Yeah.
This
is a later podcast.
Yeah, for one thing, I'm not tired as hell. Morning.
It's a nice time to do it. It's a nice time.
Well, but the question is now, Jack, are you tired? Because
super tired, man.
This is your evening.
Halfway through.
Well, now you know how it feels, my friend.
Oh man.
But it's good to be back.
It is, and this is the first time Ryan sounded really, really nice on a podcast.
Yeah, Ryan.
Okay, everybody, let's just get the elephant out of the room here. I've been dealing with some microphone issues on every podcast. I finally got myself a nice one. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Aziz. Shout out 1, 2, whatever that means.
Dude, those killed me. Shout out to my beard one time.
So I got a new mic. I got the pop filter mic thing going on. So if I sound better, if my voice sounds dreamy, it's because thanks to Blue Snowball. You can find it on Amazon.com.
Man, I think you've got a better one than I do. I've got a AT 2020. That sounds like a Star Wars vehicle.
Oh, mine's a CAD U37. So
this is Audio Technica.
Guys, I guess take that. I mean, I don't know.
Well, you guys can have your terms. I like the Blue Snowball.
I've got Audio Technica AT 2020. It's a Star Wars vehicle as far as I'm concerned, so it's pretty damn cool.
Shout out to Star Wars.
Shout out to Star Wars one time.
There might be a lot of things I say in this podcast that nobody is going to know what the fuck it means.
Yeah, let's jump outside of the in-joke circle. Let's talk about Jurassic World 2, which begins filming suspiciously tomorrow, Thursday, February 23rd in Slough,
England. So
an absolute shithole of a place.
That is what everybody is saying. Like I obviously don't know, but I've just noticed like everyone's like Slough. What?
Well, it's the name. I mean, listen to how you guys sound when you say it.
Slough.
Welcome
to.
We're going down to Slough tonight.
Supreme Leader Slough.
But it's where David Brent's from, so if you've ever seen the UK version of The Office, which is far superior, it's set in Slough. It's set in Dumping Ground Slough. Oh, Slough. But yeah, so it doesn't... I mean, I don't think Jurassic World is using Slough as a backdrop. It's more that they're using one of the many business centres inside of there, right?
Yeah.
So, Chris, you discovered a
tweet.
Letter.
Yeah, a tweet. It's been deleted. The person I spoke with, they're like, yeah, no, I could totally post it. They're like, but now I think about it, I just don't want people like coming to my office and just like staring at me, being like, oh, you just had to post it on the internet, didn't you? So he's like, I'm deleting it. But yeah, he had posted it. I found it. I'm like, well, would you look at that? And it's a letterhead. It says Ancient Futures. It's in the Jurassic Park font. We obviously know Jurassic World 2 is going under the working title Ancient Futures. And it said, hey, just to let people know, we're filming, in your business complex. It's a closed-off complex. Like, I think you need, like, a check card to get through the checkpoint or whatever. But there's a bunch of buildings, a bunch of different businesses, and a bunch of warehouses. And they let them know that, hey, it's filming there Thursday, February 23rd. And I think it's going to start filming at 0800, which, shoot. Jack, what would that be your time?
Yeah, 8 a.m.
8 a.m. Okay. I wasn't. Yeah, I guess it would be to your time zone. Sorry, brain fart.
Yeah, the letters. Yeah, the letters to people in Slough. So yeah. I'd imagine they would be on the British time zone. That's 8 a.m. GMT. Yeah. So you guys are going to be dead asleep.
Or maybe I go to sleep after this podcast and wake up then.
Boom. Although we're probably not going to get much. I mean, so we don't know much about.
Well, I could tell
what they're filming.
So I talked to him a little bit more. And,
there's that Chloe.
Here's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So we can get to that in a second. I had asked, I'm like, so is this a surprise to you? And he's actually like, no, they've been here for about 2 months. They've been building a set inside of one of the warehouses. He said, I've seen a lot of forestry and a lot of jungle plants. He said, nothing too telling, just that type of stuff. He's like, otherwise it's pretty low key, but exciting.
So we don't know what this is, but we're assuming it's not principal photography that starts tomorrow. This could be. Not necessarily B-roll, but maybe just kind of
something
second unit stuff.
Or if not second unit, something that they had to get out of the way due to scheduling conflicts or other reasons. I'm not entirely certain. But we have reason to believe that principal photography starts like in like a week or two after this, and we have reason to believe that this is starting a bit earlier, and they might not be continuing to film like back to back after this. Like there might be some downtime.
Yeah, it might
again.
be a one-day thing, and then they'll come back later down the line in March.
So
something like that.
Do you guys what do you guys think? Like what reasons do you think could exist for that? And what do you think it means? Obviously, we're going off a whole lot of nothing, but I mean, what are you guys thinking?
Well, you've got Pratt, who's I'm assuming. Well, he's been filming Infinity Wars for the past few weeks, and I mean, given the size of the cast and the scope of that movie, I doubt his role is going to be. Well, what I'm saying is, I assume that his filming was already done, but my guess is there's probably some sort of conflict or scheduling revolving around that.
Oh,
it's crazy because you've got Star Wars, you've also got studio space. So I mean, like Star Wars could be using. I mean, well, they're not filming currently at the moment, but I mean, one movie could be using space. Production might be simply waiting for something to open up. It could be a number of things.
And that is something that we heard very early on, that Jurassic World 2, as they're as they're basically inquiring about Pinewood Studios, Pinewood was like, yeah, awesome. We're never going to be able to fit everything you're saying you need, though, on site, because we're already locked in with Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars Han Solo
Star Wars,
is shooting right
Avengers.
now. No, Avengers is in
World.
Georgia. Avengers is in Georgia.
I thought they were
Pinewood Studio. There's a new Pinewood Studios in Georgia, and that's where Avengers is filming. So that B-roll footage you saw wasn't London. That was stateside. So Pratt is definitely done filming that for the time being. I thought he was in
London for both this whole time. And
no,
it just throws everything.
Yeah, he came to London.
Him and Bryce have been in London for quite some time now, and we obviously saw them. If you saw that Josh Gad video where he tries to fool Daisy Ridley into giving out Star Wars secrets, you saw Pratt, Bryce, Colin, Derek, and a couple of others in a room together.
Yeah,
JJ, I want to be in that room.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's a cool room. Yeah, J.J. Abrams was there.
JJ.
But it's so interesting. So, I mean, like, back to your original question, Chris, like, what might they be filming? Going off nothing other than this letterhead and the kind of timings. Interesting to note that Goldblum's currently in the UK.
Is he?
He is.
I did not know this.
UK filming...
No, it's an animated movie. It's an animated movie. He's just doing a voiceover.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I looked into that. Yeah, it's an animated film.
Voice. Yeah, mother... Oh, okay. All right, never mind. I take it back.
Yeah, somebody said that he had scheduled out his jazz concerts in L.A., which he hardly ever does. And if he does, it's usually for
a movie.
Filming roles.
Yeah.
So we assumed... But if he's doing animated... I don't want to owe Aziz any money, you guys.
Yeah, we made a bet with Aziz. We think he's in it. Aziz doesn't, so it's some big...
Aziz is going to have a big payout, I think.
Yeah, well, he told us that he doesn't need to worry about that he can pay us out, and that's fine.
And he said something about giving just a large payout to listeners as well, or something.
Yeah, I think it was something like that, right?
Yeah, or like a cash prize for a giveaway or something.
Raffling off his house.
Listen, Aziz. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is you're not getting paid.
You ain't getting paid shit, Aziz. So let's look at this Unit 7 Langley Business Center. It's a large warehouse, and if they're bringing in what's rumored to be plants and jungle-like material, then maybe this is an overgrown InGen lab left on Sauna, left on Nublar.
That's definitely possible. My personal suspicion is they've actually turned the warehouse into a soundstage. Considering he said...
then that doesn't explain the jungle.
I think that they're turning it into a jungle soundstage.
So we're... Okay.
I see. I see.
What about Chloe, this Chloe chick, and her surveillance?
So, yeah, one of our followers and people on Twitter, listeners... Chloe X Amanda on Twitter, so her @ is Chloe X Amanda.
Yeah, it's really not Chloe Chick. I take that back.
How do you Chloe? How do you
Chloe Elias? Chloe Chloe.
Chloe
Zaman.
Maybe I'll
Chloe X Amanda. Chloe.
But I'm like looking at her last name and I'm like, oh, wait.
Anyway,
I'm so sorry, Chloe, that we're butchering this.
She's like, oh my god.
Like, guys, it's a common last name. It's not that difficult.
Hang on, I'll have a look.
What is your issue?
It's British, so... Oh, Alias. No, yeah, I have no idea. Chloe. Let's call her Chloe E.
So she she was awesome, and she swung by where they're filming today. And she just, peeked at it. She took a look at the... They're not filming today, but where they're going to be filming tomorrow, and they've been setting up. And so she took to Twitter to share what she had seen, which was relatively quiet at the moment, which isn't too surprising. But does somebody want to read what she wrote?
Yeah, sure. I got it up here. She saw pretty much outside the business center. There was obviously film equipment trucks. So there was one that said DBS Film and TV, which I imagine is just equipment rental. Unmarked vans, which could be props. It could be kind of anything to do with production. A cherry picker, a truck which had Palex on it. Pretty sure, again, probably just either a rented truck or just film equipment. And then ordinary cars, a smaller truck. What else? Oh, and a large box-shaped metal container. Wasn't on wheels and wasn't attached to a trailer. This is quoting her, she said, "It reminded me of the dinosaur container used to keep the raptors in during the opening scene of Jurassic Park."
Yeah, she says it's got the punctuated holes going through it, like air holes.
Yeah.
She said the difference being this one's a lot bigger.
Wider and taller, yeah.
I'm just...
and a darker color, if that means anything.
I'm just, imagining, Triceratops from the Lost World,
Well,
I'm curious, I wonder what if... Because she says it's bigger, and she says it's got the air holes, but I wonder if it's got sort of the red and white paint job as well.
Well, if you also are looking into... Bayona's production style, he deals with a lot of miniatures, and I know that might not be something that we're going to be seeing essentially a lot of, but when I thought of that, I wonder if the size itself is supposed to be relative and proportional to, or if it could be something that's supposed to be a stand-in for something maybe much larger.
I mean, that's possible, although I'm not sure how much larger a cage like that would end up being. And I imagine when it comes
to 2017, Chris.
I mean, in a dinosaur, I feel like dinosaur practical effects and all of that, I feel like they're going to go 1-1 with them. I feel like if you threw an animatronic in there, but it wasn't full size, that's when it would kind of, the visuals would probably start to break down. So I feel like if there's dinosaur visuals, I don't think they're going to go with a forced perspective or scaling them down miniature style.
Yeah. Well, they've never really done that in Jurassic Park, other than obviously in the Lost World they did the boat sequence at the end, crashing into the harbor. That was miniatures.
Yeah, I mean there have been miniatures for buildings and a few other things along those lines. It's just not
you
as.
You guys remember on the Lost World DVD they had pictures of. In the concept art section, they had pictures of miniature town InGen.
Yeah.
How cool was that? I mean, I want that.
And I think what's really cool is that town ended up getting translated to the game Trespasser.
Yeah, not
nice.
incredibly well.
No, but
I just want to see that town. It's so cool. It was so detailed. So you could see all the moldy grass on it.
It was a very big miniature.
Village, InGen Village, right?
Yes.
InGen Village. That is one thing that was explored in Lost World, but I could happily explore that again.
I think
they could spend so much time in there.
Yeah, because at that point, that was sort of the end of the movie. The raptors were attacking. I think that there's a lot more that can be explored with that we haven't seen if movies do go that way. But
that was one of the best scenes in Lost World. That whole raptor sequence.
Oh my god, the raptor, the long grass raptor sequence mixed with the InGen workers' village. The
village, man, is just so it's chilling.
And
it's great.
The trailer attack sequence, the Lost World just has. I think the Lost World,
the Stego sequence as well.
I think,
and the intro.
I'm just going to be honest. The Lost World is the only Jurassic Park sequel with set pieces on par with the first film. I don't think Jurassic Park 3 or Jurassic World come close to the set pieces of Jurassic Park and The Lost World, which is surprising because, I mean, it's not... Jurassic Park has some amazing set pieces. The fact that The Lost World was able to introduce more, I don't know.
You're right. The Lost World set pieces are insane, and I think the only one in JP3 that comes close is the aviary sequence. That's a really well put together sequence.
It is.
That's a large set. The whole river.
The best.
Yeah. Really, really cool.
To circle around back, though, on why they might be filming...
let's just talk about The Lost World.
Why they might be filming in Slough for one day. And what's interesting is the...
Slough.
The letter even says they're going to be filming 11 more days, but not right now. They're just going to do it later on.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would they, punctuate, the filming like that? I mean, there might be good reasons, but just with everything that we've heard that we don't think this is the start of principal photography, it might be, but it might not be. I really, we're just going off of little tidbits of information. But if it is not the start of principal photography, I mean, we mentioned Jeff Goldblum. Our hope and wishes is that Ian Malcolm reappears in this movie. It's just like there's been like so many rumors, and like there's always like Jeff Goldblum's open to returning, and J.A. Bayona says Ian Malcolm's a great character. Like there's all these little like bits and pieces where it's like, oh, he's got to be in the movie. But our thoughts are, what if he's like hard to schedule at the moment? They needed to get something out of the way. And that's what they're filming. My other thought was, I didn't put this in the article, but I remember in Jurassic World, in the control room sequence, everything that was up on the feed was actual real footage from filming months prior. And I was like, what if they needed something similar, where they needed the real footage to be played out, like, on set later on, and maybe they needed to get this out of the way now. Or it could just be...
So that's playing on this is a interior jungle set that they're filming.
Yeah, or, I mean, hell, it could just be test shots. Like, maybe they've got a raptor animatronic out there and they're going to go film it for 12 hours, like, on a real set, so they're ready in a few months from now when they film the real sequence, like, it's set to go.
Yeah, I guess it's been so long since animatronics have been used in the franchise. Not counting the Apatosaur, obviously, because they took that to Hawaii, which was pretty much a first.
I can't believe nobody saw that. Like, I can't believe they were able to bring a animatronic into Hawaii, and that like it flew completely under the radar.
No, it wasn't that big.
This is a different team as well. They may be doing things differently, as you said to Chris. They may film all of the animatronic stuff first, get it out of the way, give extra time to film all the shots with animatronics, and then return to the set and film everything else. I mean, it'd be kind of a weird way to do it.
Or even if they were testing it out, maybe they're not going to use the footage. Maybe it's like kind of like B-roll test shot, so they're ready once they bring the actors on set. That they have tried it out in the actual set environment, not just in like the the workshop. That way they they know exactly what it looks like, what lighting looks like on it in the camera. Do they need to make any adjustments? Like really go in there, do some test shots, and then from their findings, they tell their set team, here's what you've got to do. We're gonna be back here in 2 months, so let's make sure we have it ready once we're actually filming. But I mean, it does sound like it's a real filming experience, because the letter, if it was just a small like skeleton crew doing some test shots, this letter would not have gone out. I mean, it would be no different than the set crew that have apparently been there for 2 months. The fact that they're putting this letter out makes me feel like a fully functioning entire movie crew is coming in tomorrow. Otherwise, this letter wouldn't be necessary, because I'm sure there's been a good like 30, 40, 50 people working on that set. So we're probably going to get like that whole 150 person like movie crew rolling in tomorrow.
Well, let's see. I mean, if tomorrow is the first day of principal, I mean, whenever the first day of principal is, I'm really hoping for a
day one tweet.
Video. A day one tweet, at least a picture of the crew being like, yeah, let's make Jurassic World 2. It's something cool, man.
Yeah.
They always do it for every other movie under the sun, man. Like, we need something.
Yeah, it would be...
In some ways, it's really kind of already started. I mean, officially... we could put it on paper that production started, but I mean, like Chris has alluded to, like Frank, everybody's there, the production team's there, the actors are there. I mean, like, ship's at full steam ahead, like, and we're already on board.
Yeah, I mean,
what's that?
What was that?
What's that? I don't know what that saying is, but freak, man, it's happening.
Yeah,
and futures is happening.
What's weird, and this is kind of more for everybody else who's listening, is I was listening to you guys on the podcast, like the first 20 podcasts, all about the first production of Jurassic World, and now here we are. It's the start of the second one, and I'm here.
You're all grown up now.
What I'm saying is, dreams come true. You can be anything you want to be.
Oh,
that's hilarious, man. I remember all the communication. I don't know, it kind of happens so quickly that we were just like, oh, boom, here you go.
Yeah, hey,
Hey, Ryan's joining us.
All right, cool.
We got a new guy.
I just kind of forced my way in, actually. So, dreams come true if you take it by force, is what I'm saying.
It's the implications.
But
Oh, brilliant!
yeah,
So, welcome, Ryan, and now you're on this journey with us.
now that I've got an official microphone, I wanted to throw that out there. I wanted to wait for the right time for when my voice was dreamy.
Your voice is
Tell you
always
guys
dreamy.
It's a dreamy team.
It's the dream team, yeah.
Dream team.
So
Dun, dun, dun,
obviously, Ancient Futures, it's the working title, as in it's the. So let's say you're just like a mom with a family who doesn't pay attention to movies, or a dad with a family.
Yeah, you're just a normal, boring.
Yeah. So you're driving by,
bland.
you're driving down the street, and there's a sign that says Jurassic World 2 set. You're going to slam on your brakes and be like, oh my god, Jurassic World 2. But most of these people, even though like the film bloggers and the film fans, we all know Ancient Futures is Jurassic World. You put Ancient Futures, they're like, oh, there's a movie called Ancient Futures filming over there. That's cool. Okay, cool, neat. But like you put Jurassic World 2 and everyone's going to be like, what? So, I mean, that's the reason why working titles exist, among other things.
I will say, though, that it is more eluding than Ebb Tide was.
Yeah.
If you were to see an Ebb Tide sign, which was the production title for Jurassic World, you wouldn't have thought twice about it.
No.
But I mean, you look at an Ancient Futures sign, and I mean, me personally, if I were to be driving in, we'll say Slough, and I go, Ancient Futures. I wonder what that is about, and I make a left turn. And then I'm going to see this production, and I'm like, well, guys, you kind of shot yourself in the foot there, because Ancient Futures sounds interesting, which is why we've all said, like, we wouldn't mind if it was actually in the title.
I could.
So it's funny, when we first heard Ancient Futures, I made that logo. We were tweeting before with Jurassic Raptor.
Yeah.
He made near enough exactly the same logo.
Right.
The Ancient Future. And, as soon as when we first heard it, I was like, that is a good name. That's a good title for a movie.
Yeah, no.
I like it better than...
It says so much about the franchise.
It really
about
does.
what's happened.
I like it better than War. I like it better than Epoch. I like
it better than Jurassic something. The Ancient Future Jurassic World.
Absolutely.
That's a title. And you know what? It probably was a working title down the line, as in it probably was one of the many titles, and then they thought, well, what's our Ebb Tide for this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could have been. It could have been like their little code name or something like that. Like maybe they're toying around with it, and maybe after they landed on a different title, and they're like, well, I really like Ancient Futures, so let's do that as our Ebb Tide.
Yeah, they'll see it all the way through production on cool sheets and stuff.
So if anybody's listening, it's growing.
Yeah. So I want to just note, even though again, the logo, the Ancient Futures like title head, the letterhead or whatever, it's not indicative of like what we're going to see in the film. I still think it looks really cool, and I really love the fact that they put those 3 little JP3 slashes behind it. It's super random, doesn't really make any sense, but I do like it nonetheless. I don't know.
Yeah, it's Jurassic World dinosaur scratches.
Yeah. And we also found the other version of a letter where it doesn't have the scratches, so I'm thinking maybe they threw the scratches on there to make the letterhead look more interesting when they gave it just to casual people. Like
they're just writing it out.
There's
like
then
wink, wink, Jurassic World, like
trick or treat.
Like basically, hey.
I mean, it's funny. Like, what if it is actually in the name? What if they're just like, well, we're not hiding it.
Yeah.
And they're just running with it. And they're just, they just don't need to announce the name.
That would just be bizarre, though, wouldn't it be? If that ends up being,
totally.
like, after all of this, if that ends up being the name. And I remember when the working title came out, I think that we did do some search into, like, Ancient Futures, like, domain names, and I don't think there was anything good going on there. But who knows if it's changed now. I'm actually finding out.
Yeah, I just wish they would. I mean, maybe tomorrow we could. I doubt it.
I just don't think tomorrow is
but...
day one of principle. I think that whatever they're doing tomorrow, I think it's something unique. But ancientfutures.com updated 13th of February 2017.
And who owns said domain?
Someone that owns 14 million other domains.
So a company.
Yeah.
Could be Universal.
Let me see. Buy now.
All right, so, I mean, let's talk. So most people are in London now, most of the cast members. BD Wong has teased us all. He's back.
Yeah.
We knew he was back. But he was being a bit kind of secret.
He said no. He did say no.
He said no.
Well, he didn't say no. He said it doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
But he's just playing. He took a picture of himself with a Velociraptor at Pinewood Studios.
Yes, he did.
4 days ago, and as we pointed out, it's the blue bust from Legacy Effects that they made for Jurassic World. It's not an animatronic. It's just a bust.
Yeah,
kind of used for lighting references and kind of.
Yeah, he's a filter.
This is a Velociraptor size.
Yep.
So.
In fact, I didn't post it, but I ran pictures of the blue bust through Instagram filters and found it looked exactly the same. Like you lose
that's interesting.
You lose the stripe
right.
and all of that. It's kind of funny.
And to be honest,
I
mean,
sorry,
I don't want it to be. I was hoping it wasn't because I thought, oh well, they haven't changed since the first movie. I'm hoping for something different since we've been given a different raptor design in each movie, and I'm wondering because this is probably only going to take place a few years after. I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's real time.
The gap is, I think, going to be shorter than what we've seen in the previous movies. So, is there going to be a change in the designs? And honestly, if you've listened in, we're not necessarily a big fan of the chubbiness, at least, of how the raptors looked in Jurassic World. So I am hoping for something different, and I was glad to know that it wasn't.
Yeah,
it's not an animatronic for sure.
Yeah, it's not an animatronic. It is just a Jurassic World prop, or like a lighting reference, whatever. So it's not something made for Jurassic World 2. It's something that existed already. They probably brought it over when they set up production offices last summer, and it's just probably been there chilling, looking cool, giving people a little something to be excited about as the movie, left the medium of paper and became something physical and real. As props and dinosaurs are actually well done into being made now. I mean, all we've officially seen is the worker's helmet, but that's obviously not the only thing that's happened. And there are there are a lot of props for Jurassic World 2 right now. There are vehicles sitting with tarps over them, probably with InGen logos, and
So, Chris, let's talk about that. Let's talk about Minley Manor. Let's talk about Minley in Surrey.
Surrey sounds so much better than
except
Slough.
for someone else.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Some people are saying it's
Slough.
actually not Surrey and it's something else, but apparently it's right on the border, and some people call it Surrey and other people don't call it Surrey. They call it New.
That's classic,
dude.
Absolute classic.
When you're not awake,
well, why?
And I've got to write about UK locations. I'll look at I'll Google it, and it'll have as far as I can tell, it's part of 7 towns. It'll be and I'm like, wait, what do I call it? I know where I live.
4 counties, 7 towns. I mean, me and you both. We struggled in choosing what we were going to write in the article.
Yeah.
As in the article title, Minley, Surrey. Do we just put Surrey? Do we put Minley? Do we put London?
Yeah.
It's just
you look at it, it's
so much choice.
Minley, Surrey, Hampshire, or New Hampshire, something like that. And I just went on and on. I'm like, which? So I know this place is called Minley, but it's easy. In the States, you say the city and the state. And if somebody's super local, they might be what part? What
the county.
Yeah, it'd be really weird. It's I live in Pennsylvania, Allegheny County, Pittsburgh, Dormont.
Jefferson.
Go all these different things. Well, where do you live, man? I live in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
If you really want to know, I live about 5 minutes outside of the city through the tunnels, but I live in Pittsburgh. I don't know. You guys make it complicated over there.
You live in tunnels.
I live in a tunnel. I'm a dwarf.
Do dwarves live in tunnels?
Well, how big are the tunnels?
I don't know. I thought dwarves live underground. No, I said you got to go through the tunnel.
It's trolls that live under bridges.
Yeah,
I think that's what you're thinking of.
I don't live under a bridge.
Do you dwell under a bridge, Chris?
Through a tunnel, not inside of a tunnel. There's a light.
So does daylight spill out?
There's daylight on either side of this tunnel.
Do you touch it? Do you touch the daylight?
Oh, every day. I give it a little tickle.
So we're in Minley, sorry, on the set of Jurassic World.
Sorry about that.
But Chris, let's run through what we... So I received an email that said sets are being constructed at the Army training grounds in Minley, which we were trying to search to try and find which Army base they were talking about. But it was somebody that was asking... about joining the production.
They're hey, do you know how I can join this production? I want to work on the set, and I see the sets.
They said there's big sets there being built, and then we started to dig. And Chris, while the world slept, Chris found pretty much some very basic scene design.
Yeah, it was. I had reached out to someone in the local press over there who helped me kind of dig this up. He, found it interesting. He's like, go ahead and go with it. I'll help you dig some stuff up. So we kind of worked together. And he's like, you can go ahead, post it, blah, blah, blah. I'll work on my article after you guys go live. So
run us through it, Chris. So run us through the locations.
Oh, man. So you figured out that it would probably, I had saw Minley Manor after you had figured out the army base. Yeah, because we were looking, and it was kind of hard to figure it out because it wasn't it's not really like a place that has a website, nor like the Wikipedia page is like 2 paragraphs, if even.
Yeah, it's an army base.
Yeah,
so it's not like something they're advertising.
And it doesn't say like Minley, Surrey. Like it's like it classifies it differently. So we're just like, where the hell?
We had to break each place down and kind of put 2 and 2 together.
But eventually,
we found the set, and then it led to
we saw
Minley Manor.
Yeah, Minley Manor. We saw that movies had filmed at Minley Manor before, and that's actually like literally right across the street from the barracks. So we wondered, oh hey, I wonder if it's the manor. Did some digging ourselves. I reached out to that guy. We realized, hey, it's not the manor, but they have permits taken out. Oh, what's it called? They have permits to film in Holly Common, which it was approved, and they have another permit to film up at Pystock, or the old former Pystock jet engine test site. That's a mouthful.
And these documents are online. You can, we've linked them in the article.
They're public. So they're public documents. They're for anybody to go look, so they know, hey, if you live there, you can say, oh, well, why is there a helicopter flying over my house at night? Oh, well, this is why. And
you need to check your local government website, good sir.
Check them permits.
Yeah, permits are out there.
But we were pretty surprised by how much information was in that.
Yeah, so break it down for us. So, location one.
Break it down.
Location 1 is, well, there's different locations inside of this location. So Holly Common is being used for primary set build, filming, and support areas, including parking and unit base. Filming at Holly Common is set to begin Tuesday, April 18th, and wrap on Tuesday, May 2nd, with construction and deconstruction taking place before and after. Can you tell I'm reading just the article?
Yeah. Hit it.
Anyway, so there's 2 locations within Holly Common that's broken down. There's 2 places that they're building 2 different physical sets. So here's the description for location 1. And if you hit our website, you can see where it is. Like with a Google Maps overlay, you can see where they're building it in the general shape. So location 1. Set construction at the western end of the hard standing, consisting of rear elevation of a house. Scripted action to involve an approach from the east by vehicles and cast on foot. Cast subsequently flee in response to a dramatic event. Scene to be modified by VFX in post-production, and they may be using atmospheric smoke machines. As in probably fog.
Hit it.
Fog.
Which already sounds fantastic.
So,
it's nothing.
Spoiler
It's
warning,
just
guys. People
describing
run away
things
from
that are gonna
dinosaurs
happen.
in a dinosaur movie that's about...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not a spoiler, but it is in the sense that it is telling you basic things about that are going to happen in the movie with zero context and kind of... Yeah.
Do you think they're going to use the backdrop, though? Because my biggest question with any of the filming going on in London has been that they're still going to use Hawaiian templates. And
yeah, we know that they're doing a short stint in Hawaii, which is mostly helicopter stuff, but we'll get to that. These documents mention large green screens.
Yeah, they mentioned large green screens. The other thing that's worth noting, though, because if this movie does take place in Isla Sorna, some of that forest area that's surrounding these set bases, I think they're mainly...
Oh, it's redwood trees.
Yeah, they're not huge like the ones in California when they filmed The Lost World. But if it was supposed to be Sorna, it would probably not... Like, if you dressed it up a little bit, the real stuff that's there, mixed with like some set dressing and some green screens, it could probably work fairly well.
Sure.
Yeah, no. When we were looking through some of those pictures, Chris, it totally suits the location.
Yeah.
It suits Sauna, even if it's just trees in the background. They're the same type of pine. So, yeah, it kind of works. That's interesting.
Jack knows all about the fauna and plants in The Lost World.
Oh, my God.
Do you know what, guys? The Lost World is, I'd say, probably the best movie to have been made ever.
Really?
You have never said that.
You know what? I did not know you
ever once mentioned.
I didn't know you liked the movie.
Yeah, no, it's okay. But I will give a shout out. Jurassic Collectibles. We were talking on the podcast a couple of months back about Lost World mugs. I managed to pick up a white one quite cheap. I was saying how I wanted a black one because it looked better. We had a large conversation about it. In fact, I think it was across a number of podcasts. It wasn't just one. Anyway, I said I wanted one of these black mugs. I couldn't find one. One arrived this morning from Jurassic Collectibles, so huge shout out to him, man. Check him out on YouTube.
Good guy, fun guy.
He makes videos. He is a fun guy.
He's not a mushroom. He's not a fun guy. He's a fun guy, but that was horrible. Why did I make that joke?
He has an insane collection. I mean, he even has
horrible pun.
Arnold's arm.
Hey,
Ray Arnold's arm.
I know
from the first movie. So check out his videos, and you go on JurassicOutpost.com on the right hand side. There's pretty much just a large playlist of his videos that you can watch.
Speaking of really bad puns, something I'm really good at. Did any of you get my terrible lizard joke?
What?
The one about feathers? Or like feathers.
No. Where did you say it?
Feathers, man, dinosaurs really are terrible lizards. And and I don't think anyone got it, but I was breaking.
Was it a tweet?
Yeah.
Nah, man.
No, like everyone's like, man. I don't get it, and I'm like, oh, god damn it, because terrible lizard is the Latin name for dinosaur means terrible lizard in Latin. So I'm like, feathers, man, dinosaurs really are terrible lizards.
Yep.
And like everyone's like, what? I don't get it. What am I missing? I'm like, man, I knew my joke was lame, but I thought people would get it, and they would still be disappointed. But they didn't get it. They didn't even get a chance to properly be disappointed.
Only a select few really know.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed in myself for that. I don't know.
I get it, Chris.
Thank you. Thanks for the love, Ryan.
Good job.
Shucks. I'm blushing.
Chris, lift yourself back up and tell us about the upper location. Location 2.
Location number 2. Set construction at the southeast of the location, compromising elements of the front elevation of a house.
We have a house.
Dressing in front of set, including vegetation props, to create grand approach to imagined structure. Vehicles are seen arriving at the location, seen to be modified with VFX in post-production, may use atmospheric smoke. Now, what's interesting is location 1 says the rear elevation of a house, and location 2 says the upper location of a house. So I'm assuming both sets are supposed to be the same place front and back. So we probably get this grand approach to this location, and eventually something happens, and they flee out the rear.
And it doesn't necessarily mean a house.
They're just calling it a house for the sake.
It could just be a house stand-in, but it could be an abandoned InGen building on Sora.
Yeah,
for all we know.
Or it could be the visitor center. It could be, this is just for the local permit people.
This is the permit documentation.
To understand it's the front of a structure.
Building.
But if they said the front of a structure...
If it was the visitor center,
Yeah.
Which one, though? I'm envisioning
the old one.
Based on what we've read, I'm envisioning it as like a sauna lab or something from sauna, and the interior is what is currently being filmed as of tomorrow.
So when it said a grand...
that kind of thing. I'm seeing this kind of glass kind of InGen building.
I don't know. When it said a grand approach, I imagine something more beautiful. Like almost more like the visitor center from Jurassic Park. Not the way it looked in Jurassic World, but the way that it looked in Jurassic... I'm like, what if like... So we know that Hammond had his bungalow in the book. And
we talked about this.
I was like, what if it really is a house and it's like Hammond's bungalow? It really wouldn't make any sense, but it would be pretty cool. But no, I imagine it is a location that probably other sets built elsewhere are going to be the interior of this location. And I just imagine it looks really cool. Whatever it is, it's supposed to, it could be the front of the aviary. Something that looks unique. It's not just like a general like rundown dump or something. Like it's probably gonna look cool. It's gonna have an iconic look. Is probably the one thing I get from it.
Yeah, the grandiose approach, meaning to me that they're just going to be visually, the approach is going to be focusing on the wherever it is that they are arriving to. But I mean, for me, it could be the old visitor center, and I'd be like, it's the visitor center.
Maybe they can retcon
it would be grandiose.
Retcon it a bit from Jurassic World and make it more recognizable this time around.
Yeah, maybe.
100%. Yeah.
It's like too dark and Jurassic. I mean, it looks really nice, but you just can't see a damn thing.
And they should. I can't believe they didn't do a shot sort of from across where the first film filmed. Sort of see the pond in front of it.
Fun fact, though, and Jack,
throwback.
you may have learned this. If anybody lives in the islands, and I learned this when I was in Hawaii, because when we were going through the old World War II areas where they had like their abandoned bungalows and
bunkers,
the ditches where they hid the airplanes, you would not know that there was this massive army base there just 60 years ago. Because at the rate that the fauna and the vegetation grows, it's like 16 inches a year. So because of the
probably realistic.
I mean, so like you're talking 23 years ago, 24 years ago now since Jurassic Park. I mean, most of those structures probably would be completely covered, almost missable.
It bugs me that the lake isn't there, although there's perfectly good reasons for it. I think the reason why it bugs me is not that it isn't necessarily... It's not like it's not possible. It's totally 100% possible.
We don't know if it's there or not, because we don't see the structure from a wide enough angle.
That's true. I guess what bugs me the most about Zoe is like they just kind of missed the opportunity to make it more recognizable and make the moment more like visually impactful for theater goers.
Yeah, I had to tell quite a few people after screenings and stuff that it was the
it doesn't land
because it just doesn't click.
I can't even tell for half the scenes. Like you see the glass, but like it all looks a little weird, I guess.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the other filming at the jet engine test site, which is nearby. It's pretty close.
Someone pointed out that the shape of it looks like Isla Nublar. Total coincidence. Has nothing to do with it, but it is kind of funny.
Yeah, that is pretty funny. That's what we believe is the test site. That kind of matches up that site there.
Animatronics.
So they could be doing anything there.
Large scale.
We have no information as to what they're doing, other than there's. Yeah, do you want to read that a little bit, Chris?
Okay.
4 to 5 set structures.
Yes, so there is a large base camp, and the base camp here is large. One large set, and then a helicopter landing zone. But to describe the set real quick, this set space consists of 4 to 5 set structures, the tallest being 11 meters high, which I think it was like that's like 30-some feet. So that's a fairly tall set. These structures will primarily be used for backdrop for filming, and a helicopter landing zone is attached adjacent to the set. And the scene it specifies a Bell Huey helicopter and wind machines. Now, what's very interesting about this set is they are only filming at night. They're filming specifically at night. This could change a bit, but right now the schedule is Wednesday, April 19th, Thursday the 20th, Tuesday the 25th, Wednesday the 26th, and Thursday the 27th. But again, they're only filming night shoots on this set. And they're using a helicopter.
So these are Army helicopters?
Yeah, Bell Huey is something.
Kind of a military.
If only we had Alex, because the other night Alex was just spewing out facts about helicopters left.
Yeah, he knows so much random fact.
He didn't have any downtime. Like we're like, wait, what's this? He would immediately spit it out. Like it wasn't like Google time was happening. We're like, how do you know this, man?
yeah.
I think it's because of all his work on the encyclopedia.
Fair,
because these have been used. These have been used in previous films.
Yeah, not sure. It's not
pretty much
if
you look at the Kong.
That was my first.
If you look
question.
at the Kong MASH helicopters, that's essentially what it is.
Yeah, it looks a lot like that.
Yeah.
So it's the helicopter.
So what do we know about this? The 4 to 5 set structures, the tallest being 11 meters high, used as background. I mean, just basing on what I'm going on, could this be the Lost World Village, the InGen Village? How cool would that be?
That would be.
They actually construct the village.
I see the shape of it.
Desolate wasteland surrounded by the right kind of trees.
We keep jumping to Sorna, and
I see. Like me, I'm looking at it.
It's sounding Sorna.
It's but
you want it so bad, Jack. You want to go bad so bad.
This set is long and narrow. I can't help but think of
Jurassic World.
I was going to say Main Street, like sort of like the boardwalk
yeah.
area or something like that. It's very long and narrow. It just
InGen Village, yo.
I can see. I'm looking at this image, Jack, below. When you look at the Google Earth where they're building, and you look at the image below, that's just not the shape of a village at all. It's perfectly narrow and it's long. It's about the width of 4 lanes of a road.
Oh, on the actual...
Yeah,
okay.
in real life.
Yeah,
so where they're building, it's only about the width, a bit wider, but the width of a 4-lane highway. And they're building it, and the length, like lengthwise, it goes on for quite a bit. Like, looks like maybe, 2-3 blocks? At least?
I'd say, yeah.
So yeah, I just can't. I just can't help but think of
InGen Village.
No, I think it's like something like Main Street, a stretch. The other thing is, we assume they're buildings, but it said 4 to 5 set structures. This could,
but dude, if you remember the InGen, just because you said it's a long structure, which we can see on the map, but I mean, Main Street's pretty much shaped exactly the same as the InGen Village. So it could
be. I mean, if you look at the corridors in Jurassic World, the basically in between paddocks. I mean, you could be looking at like you're in between, like 2 giant paddock walls.
Well, see, we're assuming human structure. We're assuming man-made structure.
Yeah, it could be anything.
But it could be like cliff walls. I mean, they built cliff walls for the trailer sequence in The Lost World. Like, I mean, it could be something along those lines. Like, they might be.
We know nothing.
They might be building like a large, like 11-meter tall forest that a helicopter flies by. I mean, it might be like a giant boneyard. I mean, like, we've thrown out like we were like. Why is there so much sound outside of my house today?
Is that you?
Loud, man.
Yeah.
But let's continue about this location. So it's we don't know what they're going to be filming here, and we know nothing about the plot. And I said in the article, like, I really hope we know nothing about the plot. I'd love to see a trailer and still have no idea what the film's about. I really hope they are able to keep it under wraps like that.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it doesn't leak.
So good.
I hope that if even a general concept of the plot comes out, I hope it's via official manners. Like, I hope that like it's like a little hint that they purposely drop, or a little synopsis that they drop, or like a little teaser, or viral marketing. But I don't want it to come from like we've got the scoop on Jurassic World 2. Like, I would like to know like when the actors are cast, like if they're like, oh, they're playing a lead role and their role is considered villainous. So, like, I would like little tidbits of information like that.
Yeah, they don't even give that, which I guess in a way is cool. I like that we're not knowing anything, and I don't want to be like the ones that find the story and then post it.
Well, we've always self-filtered when it
Yes. That's why they need to do it in an official manner. Give us one synopsis, a line, and that's all we need.
For the love of God.
We're debating Google Earth pictures, considering what the sets might be. We know nothing. Give us a synopsis and a title of the movie.
Just give us a title and a picture of
an animatronic.
1, 2 animatronics. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good on that.
Yeah.
And I mean, considering that we're fans and that we do this, outside of our own time, like, it's all but a matter of time until we do know the plot or the synopsis.
I mean,
well before the movie is released, and there's a lot of information too that like you said, we're self-filtered, that we're just like, we might catch wind of that we just know we can't throw out there, but it's always fun to speculate. That's the best part. That's what gets me hyped. It's
totally. This is fun. All thinking about the InGen Village that's currently being constructed in Minley. I mean, I'm just going crazy for that, man.
I just don't think that's a village. That's a weird shape for a village, man.
Dude, check that picture I sent. That village is the same shape as Main Street.
It could be anything.
It could be anything, but I mean, judging by what's surrounding this area. Looks like a village to
What's
me.
interesting to me, though, is the same person wrote both of these documents, and the one in I already forgot the name of it. Holly Common. It says building or house, and this one says structures. So it makes me think that they might not be like typical house-like structures. Like, it might be.
Yeah, they're probably sort of like InGen Village buildings.
Yeah, house can mean.
No, I'm thinking like mountainside. No, I'm thinking this like mountainside or something.
No, I'm with you, Chris. It literally could be anything that needs to be built. Yeah. I guess we'll wait and see. I mean, I don't think.
What
we'll
do
get
you guys
photos
think
from this test site?
Hey, so this is something that's been going through my mind a little bit. This is completely off subject from this, but Jurassic World, it had a lot of like high tech things, like holograms and the gyrosphere. Do you think like Jurassic World 2 for like some of the vehicles? Do you think we might see some more fictional vehicles rather than like Mercedes-Benz vehicles? Do you think they might like create some more unique looks? Or
I hope not. I hope they go back to 4-wheel drive motherfucking trucks.
To be fair, the Lost World,
it's going to be InGen.
The Lost World used some heavily modified vehicles. Like, they were unique vehicles, and I really like that. They felt real world, but they were changed.
Yeah, they felt real world, but they weren't.
Well, this is a great opportunity for like. Because Jurassic World did do it with Subaru and a few other brands, but Jurassic always had the relationship with Mercedes and Ford Explorer in the first one, but Mercedes in the Lost World.
And Jeep.
And Jeep. Yeah, of course, always Jeep. So there's always an opportunity for them to partner with somebody kind of like what Bay does with the Transformers movie and showcasing a new car or concept.
Yeah, that's kind of lame, though. I mean, that didn't work in Jurassic World. They kind of just... When you see the vehicles, it's kind of just an advert. It just looks like a commercial.
They weren't
with
filmed,
Eddie's technology?
They weren't filmed interestingly. Yeah, like, they didn't have anything unique going along with them, and they weren't used in fun sequences. There was no dinosaur chases a vehicle or vehicle chases a dinosaur sequence, other than the motorcycle, but it wasn't either one of those. It was dinosaur and vehicle run along each other. And it just...
there was no cool sequences like a Mercedes car pulling trailers back off a cliff, There was nothing.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
never
Well, you got to see
Mercedes...
the car actually working for the purpose that it was.
Yeah, like when they had that 6x6 vehicle or whatever.
One shot,
and it's like barely in the movie, and it was like this really hyped. They made toys of it, and it's just like it does nothing. Like you had this, it's like a freaking tank of a Mercedes vehicle, and they don't do anything with it. I'm just like, what the hell? Like, we could have at least had the Indominus knock it over or something with people in it. That would have been fun.
Have them fucking racing through the jungle to try and find the Indominus.
Yeah, like
fucking bouncing around on the mud. Like.
It would be cool to see InGen come back, though, with kind of showcasing some new vehicles. And Misrani was always about new technology. And I really don't know if we're going to see Misrani or any corporation other than InGen, and maybe I can only speculate InGen, but it would be cool to see them, given that it is 2017, that if they kind of they've never really fully made it in the genetics, or they're trying to push that, but if they're also a technology company as well, so to incorporate that within the vehicles, I don't think I would mind that if that's where the technology existed and only existed, because once you start throwing all the weird tech out into the... Like, I don't want to see dinosaurs. I don't want to see ACU unit guys, like, out there with their crazy trap guns and their, tasers trying to... I don't know.
Yeah, and I also don't want to see, like, hologram vehicles.
No,
vehicles. Just give me an off-roader. Give me something that's
exactly
going to be able to survive through a jungle and probably has bars on the windows to stop raptors.
Yeah, I mean, I would like it to be...
That's the kind of thing I want to see.
I would like it to be unique enough that it's not just a vehicle with some paint on it. Although Jurassic Park did that perfectly fine. If they're going to do it, at least make it look cool. But I like what they did with The Lost World, where they really, made some really cool custom vehicles.
Camo, yeah. We need Eddie Carr back.
Yeah, we really do.
He knew where he was going. He was going to the jungle, and he was prepared.
Carr.
Do you think they have any DNA from him? They can clone him?
That man saved our lives by giving his. Just a fantastic line.
And what a fantastic death. I mean, not a fantastic death for him, but a fantastic death to watch.
It's honorable. He fed two animals.
Two animals at once while saved his friends.
People.
Well, the Rex
saved
fed.
Kelly. Oh, I assume you're talking about Eddie. That man saved our lives by giving his.
Anytime you can present that line for Jack, like, it doesn't matter what he's doing. He'll be, like, on the toilet or on the John. I don't... what do you guys call it? The loo?
Toilet, loo, yeah.
You just present that line to him, all of a sudden Jack will be there just to be like...
You say
the man saved our lives by giving his.
I mean,
pretty
honestly,
much,
with the Lost World, I was even like, just if it has to do with the Lost World, he will be there. Like
pretty much anyone.
Dude, I absolutely adore that movie.
That's how you summon.
And I know
him.
I know it's a joke. I know I say it all the time, but genuinely, I mean, as the more I think about it, as far as sequels go, it genuinely is my favorite. It really is. It's on par with Jurassic Park for me. I think it's such a perfect sequel, both tonally, script-wise, everything that happens in it, the way they kind of made it two dinosaurs and a baby Rex, instead of just this. With JP3, they just thought, whoa, what's a cool, just throw in a Spinosaurus. It's such a perfect sequel.
I do love The Lost World.
Yeah, just everything about it.
Yeah,
man.
no,
it's so good.
I am 100% there with you. It is. Yeah, I love The Lost World. There's no.
I still wish they would have gone the novel route. More towards the novel route.
I reread the novel recently. There's a lot of good stuff in there, but its writing is nowhere near as good as Jurassic Park's, in my opinion.
Agreed with
Chris
when
I reread
it's
it,
pretty cool. But I love the movie
Malcolm.
enough,
We get on Malcolm. Sometimes a lot of people get on Malcolm's case in the movie. Like, man, he feels kind of like a different character. Now, there's a lot of different reasons. He's operating primarily as a dad. Like someone protecting his daughter, and some.
I love his character change in that movie.
So it makes sense. It makes sense, but I can understand why people are like, "Man, I kind of liked his eccentric play in Jurassic Park. As time has gone on, like I'm like, if Malcolm comes back in Jurassic World 2, I hope to God he's got a mullet, and I hope to God he's weird as hell. Like, go back to Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
like, Give him a mullet.
You got to think about this, right? In Jurassic Park, he was this kind of upbeat, hilarious, sarcastic motherfucker, but he was sly. You know, he was a cool guy. And then towards the end of the movie, after everything that happened, it's kind of a reality check in a way.
And a close call with death.
Yeah.
It's a close call with death. In Lost World, he's a father, like you said, Chris, but he's also, you know, he's on edge. He's going back somewhere where he changed him.
Yeah.
It changed him so much. And he's going back there. And he's a father, and he's trying to watch out for everything. And all he wants to do is get off. He's on edge the entire movie, and it just is so realistic.
It is.
That's
Kelly. I just love it when it's...
What are you doing? I didn't say it. Get back inside.
I love
Is there any
it when
reason to think
the
the radio in the trailer might work?
if
had any qualified...
you just
man,
try turning it on to on.
I need to put this movie on, like, now.
Yeah, I gotta watch this film.
It'll
Anyway,
work
guys,
when
I'll
you love
speak
it.
to you soon.
No, but
You'll love it when it works.
what
It'll
were
work when you love it.
what were we saying that? What got us?
Dude,
the
movie.
book. The book. Yeah, so I reread it and like I'm like, it
Says
started
InGen
solid.
on the side of that chapter.
I don't get it. Why would
I don't
he
get
have
this.
two
What?
teams?
Haven't sent two
He's
teams.
not gonna stop.
Move on. Move on. Get me out of this loop.
No. Use dirt.
Want to make smoke bellow? Use dirt.
Now for the rest of the
where's the
podcast, we're gonna throw in a random Lost
Dr.
World line.
Malcolm, fire, base camp.
It's so funny.
I love that. Eddie's just like so sarcastic. Where's the fire? And then he's like, oh shit, there's a fire. Oh god.
I got turned around in here.
Oh man, that scene.
Gosh.
Carter!
So many one-liners.
Got turned around in here. I like it at the start. He's like, I'm going to use the little girl's room.
I just love the fact... We've talked about this before, but, like, he walks, like, a goddamn half a mile to take a piss. In the, like, dinosaur-infested wilderness. Dude,
Yeah,
I would just...
he's an idiot.
I would just be like, hey, guys...
That's the last time
I'd be like,
I'll
hey,
leave you in
guys, don't
charge."
mind me, but I'm not walking any further than right next to you. Because there are dinosaurs.
Yeah. I mean, firstly, I'm in charge. I mean, I'm not around. Dieter is.
Yeah.
Dieter clearly has no idea what he's doing. And that's such a weird lapse of judgment for Roland.
That's the last time I leave you in charge.
Roland knows what's up. Maybe Dieter, maybe Dieter was like one of those guys that was really good, and like he's just at a low point in his life during that movie. Like maybe we've.
Well, I mean, it wasn't really his fault that things went so bad. I mean, he was in charge, but he didn't know there was other people on the island.
No.
Wait, did they? At this point?
No, I don't think.
No, they didn't know there were other people there, so it could have happened to anyone.
They had no reason.
Hey,
yeah.
Does
That's
anybody
the
know
last
what
time I leave you in
Dieter
charge.
says
Oh,
when
okay.
he's getting all attacked and the first time he gets the compies off him and he's like, does he speak in Russian or what is he? Is he? Because I know he is. I know he is
he
Russian.
He says something and he kisses his hand, right?
But he's like, and he's like, yeah, he wipes his hand and he turns around. And I'm always like, what the hell did you say? What did you say?
Like,
and
Dude,
rewinded.
we should put subtitles on and find out.
Yeah, somebody do that. I don't know what he says there, but that scene is so good.
If anybody can solve that, just please tell me what he says.
Yeah.
It's 20 years I've been wanting to know.
It's like you get
Such a cool role.
you get the gist of it.
When
Whatever he's saying, you do kind of get the gist of it. He's just like, oh, just
yeah, I mean, whatever he's saying, it's like, whatever.
You get it. You get the gist of the scene, but yeah, no, what the hell does he say?
Slough. Soon I'll be in Slough.
Return of Dieter.
Yeah, no. I got
Anyway.
turned around in Slough.
We got turned around in here.
Speaking of compies, real quick,
Oh, hit it.
I was hoping one of you would take it from my segue. It was like,
Get
the
it,
1-2
Chris.
punch. I did the 1-2. You gotta do the punch. Speaking
So
of compies,
Chronicle Collectibles, our good friends, they did a live video the other day where they show their products, and they mentioned that their Compy sculpt, which is the original Stan Winston.
yeah, not their sculpt, actually the original Sam Winston molding.
The original Stan Winston mold was borrowed by the Creature crew that's currently working on
Jurassic World 2.
Jurassic World 2. So they did clarify in the video, they have no idea if that means Compies will return. They could just be taking the original mold and kind of using it to shape another small dinosaur.
Let's be honest, that doesn't make
just
sense.
It's kind of accuracy. That doesn't make too much sense. It's a compy. Compy's
Yeah.
confirmed for Jurassic World 2. But I think we knew that because we know they're building the InGen village and we know they're about to start it. So, I mean, it's just...
InGen on the side of that.
I do want to say also,
Well, I don't get that. Why
they didn't.
Why would Henson teams?
They didn't name drop them.
Yes, that was so good.
They didn't name drop the species, but they said that was not the only dinosaur replica that they borrowed from Chronicle. They said, and I mean, so we know personally, they've talked about they own a 1/1 Velociraptor from Jurassic Park, and there's a few other things. So maybe we'll, a lot of us complain about the raptors in Jurassic World. Like maybe they are actually going to modify them ever so slightly so that they don't look so awkward from some angles, and they.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out because Paul, and we know Paul has quite a lot in his collection as well.
Yeah, mainly, actually, most of the collection at Chronicle, that's Clay's, the other gentleman in that most recent video.
Okay.
I mean, Paul collects.
More Clay.
Paul collects quite a bit
Chris.
himself, but that large collection at Chronicle, that's kind of like what started it. It was Clay was a collector, Paul was an artist. They became friends, and it's kind of happened.
That's a good friendship.
So, I mean, it's probably a good time to talk about who's doing the animatronics. We haven't spoken about that in the previous podcast. So
no, we haven't.
This was your article, Chris. This was your reveal.
Get it.
You want to run it through?
When did we start working on? When did we get our first tip? Was it the end of November?
Dude, that was December.
It was the end of November, the 1st of December. I mean, we've been working on it for a while. I think we just went live like a week ago. But
So 8th of February, you posted this article.
Yeah, so Neil Scanlon, the Star Wars Creature Crew dude, he's doing the animatronics in Jurassic World 2. Well, okay, to be fair, I don't know if he's personally doing them himself, but I know his team is doing it. And also his team is a lot of different studios that are in the area. If you look at who worked on it, there's a lot of small studios, but they all work under Neil Scanlon's guidance. So they call it the Star Wars Creature Shop, and Neil Scanlon is the head build guy, the way Stan Winston was for Stan Winston Studios. So as weird as it sounds, essentially the Star Wars Creature Shop is doing the animatronics for Jurassic World 2. Because as far as I can tell, they don't have an actual real name. Or it is a Star Wars Creature Team. Anyhow, that's who's doing the animatronics. And
that's nuts.
Which is interesting. I think it's crazy to note that Legacy will no longer be involved.
No longer.
They might be on a sort of advisory basis.
See, so the tip said that they're not involved, but again, you just never know. That it was one of those things that I'm not just because one part of it is 100% probably 100% true, and we've independently verified the different we didn't go and ask them, and we didn't bug them or anything like that. Just certain artists let slip publicly on public platforms that they're working on Jurassic World 2. We're not going to call that out because we don't want anyone to get some, we don't want anyone lectured.
Yeah, to get in trouble, but
yeah,
it's all public out there. You can find it.
Yeah, if you do what we do, you can find it. It might take some time.
It makes sense. It makes sense because they would have to. They're filming most of this stuff now, all the stage stuff in Britain. So it would mean that Legacy would have to, there'd be quite a big budget to ship animatronics from California.
Yeah, and also
so
the director
makes sense.
The director can be there.
Sense.
His Creature Shop operates out of Pinewood Studios. So you can have J.A. Bayona can walk into the Creature Shop, be like, let me see what you're doing. Oh, you know what? Why don't we try this? It's rather than calling them up or Skyping or having to travel back and forth. Literally, it's during his day, he can swing by, they can swing by. These discussions can happen organically and on site. So it 100% makes sense. And plus, the animatronic designs that they did for The Force Awakens and Rogue One, there's some really good work there. I posted some pictures, I posted some videos in our article about it, and honestly, there's a lot more you can find online if you like.
Yeah, but I did make the point in Force Awakens, a lot of the puppet and animatronics did just look like puppets and animatronics. Some of it
humanoid.
was absolutely flawless, but no, not humanoid, It just you could tell it was a puppet.
Well, they went on record to say that was on purpose. As weird as that sounds.
Yeah, to kind of get a throwback from the original movies, right? So that makes sense, but I'm not fully convinced it's going to look as good as Stan Winston. We don't know that yet. They've never done anything to the size of, say, a half-body T-Rex. So it'll be interesting to see how they deal with that kind of movement and those kind of animatronics.
Yeah.
If they build a Rex head,
they might be simply doing raptor animatronics and some other with the Apatosaurus
compy
using simply just just the head, and I'm going to be surprised if we actually do see anything large scale animatronic wise.
I'll be surprised if we don't get a full body or a mostly full body raptor.
You will be surprised?
Yeah, if we do not,
Raptor.
I will be very surprised if we don't get a full body raptor or mostly full body, considering like a full.
Yeah, raptors. I expect. There's a lot of criticism about that.
I think we'll get
but large scale.
I think we'll get a T-Rex. I don't think we'll get the full body. I think we'll get a head and a chest or something like that.
T-Rex head would be amazing. That should be the day one tease. Picture of that in a jungle set. Yeah. I think the fandom would
picture
die.
that in a jungle set with a tarp over it and just the caption, "We have a T-Rex."
Oh, God.
Say again.
We have a T-Rex.
We have a T-Rex.
I said we have a T-Rex.
Okay, so that's pretty fascinating. So let's talk about the cast members that have recently joined. We've got Ted Levine from Silence of the Lambs. He played Buffalo Bill.
Teddy boy.
And we got James Cromwell, who was Pig in the City's Babe. No, he wasn't Babe. He was. That'll
do, Blue.
He was.
That'll do.
Yeah, he's the farmer. These guys, they have a lot of other projects underneath their belts.
I thought James Cromwell had only been in 2 films.
Yeah.
I thought he'd only been.
How do you like that? Crazy, right?
They are both really, really good actors. This is the kind of casting I'm excited for, especially Ted Levine playing a psycho in multiple films.
Yeah,
he's a good villain.
Pretty cool, and he's got
really
that
voice,
gritty, almost a Roland look about.
Yeah, he does have a Roland look.
You're coming around and looking at me weird, and I'm gonna slice your throat. You're like, whoa.
You looking for trouble? Well, I found you, didn't I? Great movie. So Ted Levine, let's talk about him.
He looks like Roland Tembo.
I think we just did talk about it.
Yeah.
Whether so you wrote in the article, Chris.
Did I? Did I write that article?
Oh wait, did you?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did. You did.
I remember now.
Ted has played a variety of roles and can play a fantastic pessimist. Whether
Took that from Ryan.
An antagonistic role remains to be seen, but I certainly could imagine him spearheading InGen's exploits. So, who knows?
We literally
have
could
no
be
idea.
anything.
They make the announcements, but they say nothing about what he's playing. They don't say a character name, which again, I'm glad. But at the same time, like, isn't everybody like, oh, give us something?
I just want to hear him say Velociraptor, because I do enjoy, like, the way that he talks. He has this mannerism in his voice, so I just can hear him be like, biggest thing you're going to want to look out for is Velociraptor. What? Like, tell me a story, Ted. I don't care what you talk about. Just
what do you want?
You mean that we can have a cooler delivery of Velociraptor than Simon Masrani's Velociraptor delivery, which is just the way. Let me make one thing perfectly clear: no Velociraptor. Yeah. I just love the way he says it. The way he said "lose."
Good, man. That was pretty good.
That was good. That got that Scottish thing in there. Yeah, it's good.
Scottish Simon Masrani. Yeah.
Oh, did you say? Oh, Masrani. Sorry, I thought you said Hammond.
It was a good Masrani, though.
Yeah, it was good.
I liked it.
Both ways.
So, Ryan, who do you think he's going to play? Or what kind of character would you like to see him play?
You know, I won't be surprised if he's actually like a good guy, but I could also see him being like a top InGen official.
James Cromwell's the good guy.
He could play a pretty good bad guy. I've seen James play a few roles where he's kind of what was that movie? Now I gotta look it up. Where he was just a little psychotic and he played it well. So
he looks like the head. You know, he's not jumping onto the island.
James has got that face where it's like he's the dad where if you piss him off, he's not gonna yell at you and tell you you're a piece of shit. He's just gonna like sit there and kind of like smolder you with his face, and you just all of a sudden feel really bad because you know that he's telling you without words that he's not mad, he's disappointed.
Well,
so I could see him. I don't know. James can play anything. He's a good actor.
Yeah, and
really, really good.
What's interesting is so we could have like scientist roles, or also, I mean, with some of our plot speculation, we've like wondered, like, you know, what if like the military or the UN or something like that, or like what if he's someone like a government official? Either one of them could honestly be playing that. It's just there's a lot of different roles that could be filled. I'm very curious to see what they will end up playing.
We have no idea who anybody is playing besides Wu.
And
Bryce
also
and Chris.
Yeah, the trio.
And Toby Jones and Ref Spall. We know their
Oh
names.
yeah,
we know
Wheaton
their names,
and
but we know
Mills.
nothing of.
Apparently.
Oh, and we also know the names. We know Lucy, and we know
Oh, Clint, Justice Smith.
Clint.
Of course,
Clint.
again.
So we have a couple.
Of course,
names.
those names.
Yeah, and I guess
might
he is supposed
not
to be a
final.
nerdy technician type dude.
Yeah.
So we've got a good cast coming on. We've got, as you said, we've got James Cromwell, we've got Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, Ted Levine, Justice Smith, Daniela Pineda, Toby Jones, and Rafe Spall, or Rafe Spall, whichever one we're going with. Also,
I like
beating
Rafe.
Could you see Rafe or Raffi? Could you see him playing like a dinosaur protection group type of guy? I could totally see.
Yeah. Of Nick Van
Like,
Owen.
yeah, I could see
Nick
him
Van Owen.
playing like a sort of Nick, but like more genuine to the movement type of thing.
Yeah.
Rwanda,
The only place
Greenpeace.
you're going is the place in the world where the geese chase you. Nick Van Owen.
Oh man,
He's a great guy.
what if
Great-
Nick is
great
back?
character.
Nick is back. Dinosaur protection group.
Nick,
Could you imagine-
Vince Vaughn always said in interviews, he was like, "Yeah, I'd love to do Jurassic
Like
World."
it just like
kind of
drops
thing.
later, like Vince Vaughn joins Jurassic World sequel. It's like what? Nobody saw that coming.
Yeah, that would be cool. So speaking of sort of locations, we also revealed 4th of February that the sequel's looking to film in Harrow, London. Which I mean, we tried. It's actually trying to film in Pinner, Harrow. But, you know,
Again,
trying
I
to
have no idea how to
figure out-
write that.
Yeah, it's northwest London. So basically, I was speaking to somebody on Facebook. He sent me a message. He said, I had Harrow Council Planning Department visit my house to approve the new extension. They saw his Jurassic Park collection, and then the filmmakers and said that the filmmakers had been scouting Pinner, which is an area in Harrow, for filming. Now, we don't know much about this. We haven't seen anything that indicates that they actually are filming there.
But to be
but
fair,
it's kind of like an old school rumor. Like it's a cool, like pre-social media rumor.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they saw my Jurassic Park. It's like they emailed in. They saw my Jurassic Park collection and they told me a little tidbit about filming.
Yeah.
So they could be filming anything there. I mean, it's a British town, so it could be one shot showing one of the British characters coming out and heading off. It could be an interior in a pub or a bar or a building that could be located anywhere in the world. So we really know nothing, but it's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Well,
literally
It's about
know
an
nothing.
hour from Pinewood as well, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, out of all honesty, though, we wouldn't know that they were filming in Slough if someone had not posted pictures of the
Slough.
weather. So again, like, it's
Yeah.
not surprising that we haven't seen or heard anything. This stuff flies underneath the radar. I mean, that's what they do. They're just, it's just another job that's happening. Like, most people don't know. Like, that's a movie being, like, those guys over there, they're preparing for a movie. No, they're just people working their day-to-day
making
job.
a movie. Yeah,
Well, gee, Pa.
Yeah.
We're making movies over here.
they're making movies.
You know,
So
well,
that's interesting. That's interesting.
oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, Noble was last year.
Well,
Yeah.
This year, I'm getting paid. Hammond's
year
check
I'm
cleared,
getting paid.
or I wouldn't be going on this wild goose chase.
For the only place you're going, the place in the world
Geese
where the geese
chase you.
chase you.
Yeah, well,
Oh, man.
wildlife, combat, you name it. When I was in Nightline, I was in Rwanda, Chechnya, all over Bosnia. I do some volunteer work over in Greenpeace once in a while.
Oh yeah, what's there?
mostly
Women.
women.
80% female. Greenpeace.
Dude, Nick Van Owen.
Oh my god. I want Nick back.
Yeah, you guys need anything? Yeah, 3 double cheeseburgers with everything. No onions on mine. And an apple turnover.
No onions on mine!
Oh my god. That cast had so much charisma.
So
Yeah, they did.
Like, they just had such.
I think the title
Julianne
of-
Moore
Yeah.
was amazing in that movie. She's hard, and this is the thing, Bryce Dallas Howard's character has nothing on Laura Dern. Ellie Sattler, sorry, has nothing on Sarah Harding. How many Sarahs do you think are on this island? Sarah!
How many Sarahs do you
Sit!
think are on this island?
Oh god, I love that movie.
Yep.
So
Quotable.
Oh, and
it's definitely quotable.
It's an amazing movie to watch on a really hot summer night when there's a thunderstorm rolling through.
Good. Oh, yeah.
Like a really humid, muggy night with like a thunderstorm, and you watch The Lost World. It feels so right. Oh my god, I can't even explain it.
So, did you see Jimmy Kimmel awarded Donald Gennaro Martin Ferrero.
I love the trophy. Sorry, I spoiled what you're getting
Yeah.
to, but
He awarded him a Lifetime Achievement Award for his one scene in Jurassic Park where he's sitting on the toilet. Sitting on
a toilet.
and the trophy is literally
Sitting on
a
a toilet.
T-Rex head going for a guy on a toilet. Or is it
so
just a
funny.
toilet? I don't remember.
And they have interviews with I swear they had Spielberg say something. Was it
Yeah.
Spielberg?
I think they just picked random clips of people.
Yeah. It was just so well put
It's
together.
so random.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see, this just kind of shows, Jurassic Park is back in people's minds.
Yeah.
The franchise is back in people's minds. Not as prominent as Star Wars, but
No.
yeah, that trophy is. I mean, go on Jurassic Outpost.
I want
you'll
that
see the
trophy. I want that trophy.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's a Rex head pulling him off the toilet. It's just brilliant. It's a funny video though. Check that out. And also Toy Fair 2017. Some stuff came from that.
Wait, oh yeah, the VR. I totally already forgot about that.
Hit it, Chris.
There's a VR headset at Toy Fair.
Yeah.
Boom. Moving on.
No.
So let's talk about the InGen village.
It's from Skyrocket Toys. It's a VRSC headset, although in the video they called it a Versi, which is really weird. I would have never assumed that you actually pronounce it like that. Anyways, it's got like a little goofy little gimmicky controller. You slide your phone in, you download the game/app, and it's a VR headset. It works it all out, etc., etc. And it's mainly got mini games, but a guy was bashing raptors in the video.
The animal exists on the planet for the first time in tens of millions of years, and the only way you can express yourself is to kill it? Some video game that is.
Oh, yeah, that's an interesting segue. Speaking of video games, Jack, this just kind of came my way, but the reason why Jurassic World Survivor also ran into hitches, remember what we were talking about recently? Mm-hmm. What killed that version of the project was Universal killed it because it had guns.
See, and this is the thing we've heard about multiple games in the past. They didn't want a game where you're just shooting dinosaurs, but that's kind of what they ended up with every time.
Well,
it's got to be survival.
You can't cut it just because it has guns. What it should not be is it should not be Turok.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, nobody wants to shoot dinosaurs,
Primal
man.
rage.
Like, that's not the point of Jurassic Park. I mean, they only did that really in Jurassic World, so interesting. But yeah, I think we've discussed it. I've written so many articles on JurassicWorld.org about it. It needs to be a survival game, like Last of Us, like Alien Isolation.
Oh my God. Or Resident Evil 7. Although that has guns, again, it's sort of like Alien Isolation.
I mean, you should be able to get guns, but you shouldn't really be able
to
kill
if you don't want to have to kill...
Like in Trespass,
scare it away.
A raptor is a difficult thing. I mean, remember on the last podcast, we were quoting what she says when you pick up the weapon.
Almost empty.
Half full. Almost gone. Yeah, just things like that. That's the kind of survival game I'd like, though. Don't give me a bullet count, or maybe give me a bullet count like Last of Us. Let me know there's 3, but it would be really cool if maybe the bullet count were on the character's breasts. Like in Trespasser.
They're just protecting their baby.
So am I. I love the way Eddie has his finger on the trigger and he's kind of moving his finger off
He
and
just,
on. I don't know. Think you'd be dead before you realize you had an accident.
So, with all the news coming in, though, I mean, obviously, if you look at the site, if you look at our social feeds, which, by the way, follow us at Twitter and Facebook.
And Instagram.
Instagram.
Shout out.
3s and 4s.
We're approaching 10,000 followers on Instagram.
We just started that recently.
We post some genuine content on there. We post nice stuff. We don't bog you down. If you're worried about following us because you're gonna see 4 pictures a day, 5 pictures a day, nah.
Yeah. One. That's all you
one
get.
A day, unless there's serious news.
One, the best one.
It's
ones and twos.
Content, man. Ones and twos.
Shout out.
Hype shit. Some hype shit.
Shout out to our Instagram. Shout out to the Lost World. Shout out to Tita. One time. If anyone's wondering what the hell we're doing, Assis sent us some drunk videos.
Yeah, he did post some on Twitter
the whole time.
Yeah, they're very strange. I love them as well.
It was 4 a.m. for me. I just got in from work.
Anybody
and then I was like, "Whoa, you guys are busy." I just see a load of videos from Assis and Ryan. I'm like, "Oh man." I mean, I love the drunk Assis videos, but this was on another level. I mean, he did he goes.
We compared our houses. His
brilliant.
giant ass mansion to my not so giant house. I showed my house off to like
Ryan's house
3 minutes, and it took Aziz like five
videos. I don't think we saw everything.
To show me just part of the basement.
He just stopped upstairs. He was like, "That's it. That's 3 out of 3 or 5 out of 5."
But you know what's funny
like,
is he talks so much shit in the basement, but then he goes upstairs, and I think his mom or dad or somebody was asleep, and so he was like, "That's hype shit. Ones and twos." And he's whispering throughout his house. Anyway, check out Aziz Man at Twitter. He's got a couple of videos up. You'll get an idea of it. But anyway, what I was saying, rolling back to all the news rolling through, is and Jack, you'll confirm this, but we've been only doing pods for like once a month, and the news is going to be rolling in. So the hype is back. Jurassic's back. The Outpost is back.
The Outpost.
We're going to be doing.
We never went anywhere.
Strong.
No,
Jack,
but
we
I
change
think
our name every
it's
week.
going to be a lot more content.
Sorry,
we change our name every week. What are you talking about?
Ones and twos, Jurassic ones and twos.
Shout out to our name changes, ones and twos. Oh man, Assis, you motherfucker! You need to get on this podcast.
Yeah,
I'm talking to him as if he's here. He's not here.
He's always vicariously here.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that what really matters? Where did my comment go?
Nobody knows.
Yeah, ones and twos.
But yeah, anyway,
what were you saying, Ryan?
We'll be rolling these out a lot more. We're on an hour and a half of a podcast, so you'll be probably hearing a lot more of everybody's voices, and as the news trickles in.
Yeah, I think we're going to stick to the original schedule for JurassicWorld.org podcast, which was one every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Again, we don't bog it down. We don't want one every day. You know, one a week's a bit much. Sometimes there isn't news, especially with Jurassic. We've just been
and at this rate,
with news recently. Yeah.
They haven't been leaking much, so it just could be a lot more speculation. Who knows?
Which is fun, especially if we structure it. If we could structure like, hey, we're going to take this element of speculation, that'd be really cool. If we just kind of spitball, we'd just talk about the Lost World.
Like we did.
So let us know in the comment section. I guess if you're listening on YouTube, let us know in the comments section just anything that you'd like us to really focus on as we record more podcasts and as we start following Jurassic World. If there's any specifics that you'd like us to do.
Is there anything that we've never done that we should have done a long time ago? That's a question for our listeners, not you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, it's rhetorical.
I was giving him time to answer. Like Dora the Explorer, right?
Now,
which
Sniper?
color are you seeing?
No
Just
sniping.
silence. Dead air.
And we do have some stuff planned, like rolled out that we've yet to touch upon as the months come out.
Which kind of segues
that
into
the way?
The final point, something that we're going to end on.
Yeah. Here it goes.
So, Chris and I have been working with Universal Pictures to create an event.
I don't know
we've
what
been.
The build of this is so great.
the first ever.
It's obviously
community
not the first ever meetup or anything like that, but what this is it's a bit different. We're taking the venue is Jurassic World the exhibition. Obviously, Jurassic Park podcast did like a little group meetup over there. So we're obviously not the first ones to do this or anything like that. We've had this idea since over the summer. We started putting it into action around August. We've been working with the official partners since about September. There was a lot.
So we've been working with the Franklin Institute and Universal's sort of team that they're doing.
Yeah, if they can assist us with some things. So the date is April 2nd. This is really, it's really exciting. There's a lot of things that haven't been finalized yet, but there are.
Yeah, at this point we have a date, and we know that it'll be a day into the exhibition. It'll be a raptor encounter.
So yeah,
there'll be some other things that we're on the verge of confirming, but it'll also be an IMAX screening
of Jurassic World.
So Jurassic World is back on the big screen for
this event,
only,
this
April
event
2nd
exclusively.
At the Franklin Institute.
Yeah, we were able to get them to bring it back into the theater for this event, and we're working on quite a few other things. Hopefully, some of these things start pulling through. We're working with bringing in maybe a certain paleontologist that people might know and doing a Q&A.
Yeah, and a couple of other things as well. So we're able to get you a $5 discount entry into the exhibition, $10 discount on a VIP ticket, and obviously we're working out all the details on where you can purchase this discounted ticket. But there'll be a meet and greet with all of us. Pretty much everybody from the Outpost.
We're gonna be there.
Yeah. Even it sounds
it's gonna be the first time all of us.
It sounds like Alex
me
might
and
even
Alex are gonna be traveling.
Like, man,
I think we're gonna be flying from across the UK. We're gonna be flying into Philadelphia, and for the first time, me and Chris and Assis have been talking about meeting up ever since we
and it hasn't happened.
Came together, and it never happened. I mean, it's difficult to get halfway across
the
world. I mean, Chris and Assis live in different countries as it is, but this is it.
So yeah,
we're heading to Philadelphia,
and obviously
for the Jurassic World the exhibition community event.
And I know it's last minute, but it's because we would have announced this sooner if we could have locked the date in sooner. But it wasn't just we're working with multiple partners, and a lot of different politics had to be kind of worked out. It's been really, really exciting. Everyone's been super excited and helpful about this. It's finally happening, and we're working on bringing in a lot more, hopefully bringing some really cool things with this, and just working it out to make it into something special. So save the date. You might not want to miss it. I mean,
if you're in the area, at least, I mean, you get to see Jurassic World.
Yeah, you don't even need to be like a super fan or whatever to show up. Come on, have fun, meet up with people. But it's gonna be cool. It's gonna if you wanted to go to this exhibition, it's gonna be cool. I mean, I would really love if some of the different community leaders and key people, the super fans and whatnot. Like, I would love to see them. I would love if we can maybe get some people from like Jurassic Jeep to show up and bring their vehicles, stuff like that. We could probably
just the whole thing. Yeah, we want to make this kind of a large community event. It's an event for. I mean, it's hard to travel across the country. It's expensive, and people have jobs. But it's a Sunday, April 2nd. That's when the event's going to take place.
And it was chosen to be a Sunday because the Franklin Institute preferred it, because I guess they have less traffic on Sundays, so they would be able to accommodate our extra needs. Like the Raptor meet and greet, that's not really a guaranteed thing you have. They have obviously Blue the Velociraptor as part of the exhibition, but this Raptor meet and greet is a separate Velociraptor that we're going to be able to see right up next to and take a photo op with and everything along those lines.
Yeah, we get a proper close-up meet and greet with that raptor, which is really cool. So yeah, April 2nd, save the date. We have so much more info to follow. Obviously at this point we can only confirm a few things, but it's going to be a cool event nonetheless. And as Chris said, we do hope we see a lot of sort of community leaders and just people we've met, people we talk to on Twitter, people that follow us, people that we follow. It'd be great to come down. I'm really hoping Justin
can I know
across the country. I gotta meet Justin.
I know
Jurassic Raptor. I mean, there's so many
if
people.
we can get Nate, I was gonna say, if we can get Nate to come.
Dude.
I mean, I know it's closer to. I think Brad, Jurassic Park podcast. I think he lives somewhere around the area, so it'd be awesome.
He lives upstate New York.
Yeah, so hopefully he can come. I think Nublar 7 Josh. He's pretty sure that he'll be able to come. So I mean, this is taking shape. There's literally not a person I wouldn't want to come. Like, literally, the more people that say they're coming, the merrier.
Because we can all say stuff on Twitter. We can all, just communicate through Twitter. But meeting people, it's like when I was lucky enough to go to Hawaii. Met Real Tours Hawaii, and it was so.
Dude, imagine if we could get him.
Like afterwards, we were both so nervous meeting each other, and this is like a dude who's just. It was so chill. It was.
I was
so
gonna be
awesome
imagine if we could get him to come.
Somebody who loves film and Jurassic Park as much as you.
We're hearing,
and I've done as well. I met somebody in Chicago as well. Who I used to troll around on. Well, troll around. That's the wrong word. I used to post around on Jurassic JP Toys with. We've been friends ever since. He's a filmmaker too, and we met in Chicago, and it was just like, do you know what? You just hit it off straight away. Just talking about Jurassic Park, man. What more could you want?
Yeah, and this is.
It's great.
This would be a unique event, and we might have Paul from Chronicle Collectibles showing up. He might be able to bring something along with him. It's taking shape. There's been a lot of people that we've been in touch with. It's now just working out the logistics of it, and this is maybe this kind of is going to set the bar depending on how this does. I think that this is what's going to make or break future Jurassic World experiences that are exhibitions, meetups, groups, conventions, stuff like that. Like, this is kind of testing the water type of thing. So obviously it's not expected to be gigantic, but And bring your friends. If you have friends that like Jurassic Park and everything, bring them. If you want to show up in costume, let's check what the Franklin Institute's rules are. But I doubt there's going to be any issue about you being dressed up like Dr. Grant or Ian Malcolm or Nedry or Dotson or anything like that. And that would be awesome. Maybe we can do like a little giveaway. I don't know. I haven't thought that much through. I'm just, you know.
No. We're like Chris said, we're currently working on this. But at the moment, there's the basic plan. It's day of the exhibition, Raptor meet and greet,
Jurassic World in theaters,
Q&A, and a Jurassic World screening. So that's pretty awesome, man. It's we really hope you can attend.
And obviously, you know, we're trying to see what else maybe we can squeeze out of our partners if we can get something really, you know, I don't know. We're setting the bar high, but what we already got is amazing, and we're just gonna keep trying to make this as cool as possible.
Let's do it. So, any final thoughts, guys? Let's wrap this pod up.
Bayona.
Jurassic World 2 apparently starts filming tomorrow. If you're listening to this and you're listening to this tonight and you live near Slough, just stop listening now. Set your alarm and wake up, and by the time this goes live, it's like wake up in 2 hours and go visit the set while they're filming. Obviously, don't step onto their territory. Stay on public territory.
And we're sorry if we offended you with the pronunciation of your town.
But yeah, no, seriously, get it. Like, let us know what it looks like over there. Like, take some pictures. Don't
convince me.
Be respectful of the film crew and the operation that they're running. But report in. Like, let us know what's going on. Send us some photos. Like, dude, this is crazy. It's filming. Let's find out a little bit. Just as long as you don't jump the fence, don't be an asshole.
You know, I'm looking at images right now, and it looks really nice.
Slough.
Where are you looking, man? All you got to do is watch David Brent's Life on the Road, his video for Slough.
I like their downtown. I don't know. It's got a charm to it. So industrial. I take back.
It looks very
flat and
industrial.
I didn't say anything. Is that really what it is?
British towns, man. British cities. They never have anything on American cities.
Well, they've got history.
I'm used to small town America. That's my charm. So I like the it's like you got it looks like it's a small world at Disneyland. That's pure ignorance right there, but I'm just
oh my god.
On that note, Jurassic World 2.
Yeah, no, but seriously, guys, come to this community meetup. Reach out to us. If you have any more questions, reach out to us. We should have an article soon. We're just waiting on some final approvals on some of the partners. And, this should be big. Casual people are probably going to show up. I imagine the Franklin Institute is going to share about it. So there's probably going to be a lot of people that we know and a hell of a lot of people we don't know, and it should be a lot of fun.
It's hype.
Yeah.
So hype.
Come to it. Let's do it. Me and Alex have got to get our flights finalized. But, I mean...
Yeah, we're going to have a big party house, our group, like the Outpost group.
Yeah, the Outpost group's going to be there. I mean,
we're gonna get an Airbnb Outpost.
I kind of have to go.
Yeah.
I have to go. But as Ryan was saying before, there's going to be, we're going to sort of ramp up how much content we're putting out podcast-wise, one every 2 weeks. When the Outpost people get together, I mean, we get that first night out of the way where we just get absolutely trashed.
Drunk JP3.
A long overdue drink-a-thon with the guys.
There's going to be 6 podcasts produced probably in 2 days.
Commentary.
We're going to try and do some live stuff. A live podcast would be insane.
We can do. Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to be smashed. Don't listen, because it's going to be.
We're
going to be smashed, and we're going to be. Dinosaurs. We're just going to do Lost World quotes like we did in this, and we're just. It's Ryan here.
We'll end up printing off the scripts and just acting out.
Oh, we could do the Jurassic Park 4 script.
I'm doing
John Sayles. Finally.
Oh yeah,
no. Dude.
Yeah, we talked about doing that
as
well.
That's happening. It's so much easier in
person.
You know what?
Set scenes.
You know what? Just don't listen to me. Don't listen.
We can move the live camera. Just
act it out.
Yeah. Oh shit. Let's do that. You want some good parental advice? Don't listen to me.
Yeah. Just don't listen.
Oh man, we should also watch Always Sunny while we're there. At least Philadelphia.
I think we're gonna watch everything, man. We should do a commentary on all the movies if we have time.
And we gotta get a Philly cheesesteak. I've never had one. I don't know if they're actually good, but that's a thing.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised in the school ground.
So
dude, I wonder if Philly has any Primanti brothers. It's a Pittsburgh thing, but if they have a Primanti brothers, you're having one.
All right, Slough.
Supreme leader Slough.
All right, check us out on the Facebook, on the Twitter, on the Instagram.
At Jurassic Outpost.
At Jurassic Outpost.
Map _index. Follow Assis. Map _index.
Oh man, yeah.
The title of this pod, I think, is going to be called "We Got Turned Around in Here."
We got. Anyway, on the next pod, we're going to be talking about the Lost World Jurassic Park, so don't miss it. All right, so it's nice to speak with you
we
guys,
might have to do an emergency pod if we get good information from them filming.
Yeah, which is
for sure.
any day.
All day, every day. Podcast.
All right, guys. Farewell.
Ones and twos. Peace out.
Shout out.
Shout out to Assis. Ones and twos. Ones and twos.
Ones and twos.